Okay, why I left the war room, Andrew Tate's war room. Now, I've been meaning to make this video for a little while now. I announced I was going to make it a couple of weeks back, and I had a couple of negative comments, like a couple of negative DMs of guys who I assume are, big Tate fans or in the war room themselves, and assumed that this was going to be some type of negative video or some type of hit piece style video. Number one, I make videos on whatever the fuck I want to make videos on. I'll talk about whatever I want to talk about. So don't waste your time DMing me something because you got something negative to say about what I'm talking about. You're wasting your time. Number two, it's not a hit piece. It's nothing negative really. It's not me telling people not to join because I left. It's me telling you that I joined. This is why I left. End of discussion. You know what I mean? So nothing to debate, nothing to argue about. It's just me telling you why I left. That's it. So I joined in the summer 2022. So I joined a while ago and I've been gone for a while now. Seen some success with HU, the real world. And, I was making videos at the time. The videos were getting good views. And I had a few war room members reach out to me kind of like, they've seen my videos and they're kind of like, you need to join. It's the next step, the next logical step. That's what I was saying to myself when they mentioned it. And, spoke to a guy who worked in the Hustlers University. I forgot his name, but he got me the invite, sent me the invite. I joined. And the first little red flag that I noticed was I felt like I got in there a little bit too easily. Now, at the time, I kind of chalked it up to, okay, then maybe the admins or whatever had seen my videos and they're kind of like, okay, then this guy seems cool. He kind of fits the mold of what we're looking for. Let's let him in. Because I was kind of like, I hope you can't just pay and get in. Because then anyone can get in. What's stopping just a bunch of Tate fanboys getting in? It was going so viral at the time. Well, if it's just a bunch of Tate fanboys go in, and it's like, this is like a big, exclusive, powerful network. Wouldn't that kind of dilute it? If anyone can just pay and get in. So I got in and then I realised anyone can just pay and get in. There's no application type thing to get in. You can just pay and get in. So automatically in my mind, that's going to dilute it. But, little negative beginning, but let's go in. Let's see what happens. So I get in there. My initial impression, okay, it's a Telegram group. I'm all for Telegram groups. I've got a Telegram group. They're beneficial. I understand it. But when you're paying that much, I was hoping to see a little bit more than what I've seen initially. But again, I've only just got in. I haven't even started yet. I haven't even communicated with anyone yet. Let's just do what we got to do. Now, I can't remember the whole process, but you're advised by certain guys, admins, or whoever I was speaking to at the time. You're told to do certain things that will maximize your benefit, right? So right at the beginning, I'm told to watch this movie. And now, this can be down to my character. Nothing wrong with the war room at this point, but this could be a flaw in my character and I'll take some accountability. I ain't watching no fucking movie. Do you know what I mean? I've joined this network and you're telling me before I get started, I need to watch this movie. I didn't watch the movie. I can't remember what it was called. And then I'm told, before you get started, you should buy these 5 courses. Again, I'm all for courses. Courses are beneficial if you seeked the course. You wanted the course. Not somebody telling you you need these courses. And if I don't do these courses, I'm not going to be respected as a member. I'm not going to be prioritized as a member. It's kind of like if you don't do them, if you don't do the courses, you kind of view that, oh, you ain't even done this course, you ain't even done that course, so your opinion don't matter. That type of thing. One of the courses was like a chess course. I ain't playing chess. I'm not interested in playing chess. The last thing I want to do today is play chess. I get it. Guys play chess, and because it's like a universal game for nerds, money guys kind of try and spin it and be like, oh, this is what successful people play. It's all about strategy. It's all about life. It's all about, no, you enjoy playing chess. That's what it is. No one I know in person who plays chess is more intelligent or more strategic than me. There's nothing, you enjoy playing chess. That's what it is. I'm not interested. I'm not buying this course. Body language course, how to talk to girls course, different types of courses that, I weren't interested in, but one of them was almost like insisted, which was the Iron Mind course. So if this is insisted, I'll get this one. And again, all right, it was an okay course, but it weren't nothing I weren't seeking it, but whatever. Anyway, so initially, I'm already, nothing to do with War Room, but already I'm showing resistance internally. I'm not verbalizing this, but internally I'm like, you know, I don't want to do none of this type of stuff, but I get it, you know, let's see what's happening. I haven't even spoke to anyone or met anyone yet, so let's get started. Again, I join straight away. It is full of Tate fans, Tate fanboys, people, fans that I would consider, you know, taking it too far, especially as a grown man. And me, I like Tate too. I loved that summer where we took over with the TikToks and the content and the podcasts, and I rode that wave with my channel. So yeah, I enjoy his content too. But as a grown man, your fandom should only go so far. Do you know what I mean? You got to check yourself and be like, right, and let's not get carried away. Because I've seen a lot of Tate worship in there, and you got to be careful. You ain't even got to, let me just explain this. You ain't got to be careful, because I was going to say the lines were kind of blurred. Is this a network or is this a cult? Now, it may sound extreme me saying that, but the leaders in there consistently called it a cult. They reminded all the members, you're part of a cult, you're part of a cult. So me saying it, you know, you're telling me it's a cult now I'm in there, but you didn't tell me it was a cult before I joined. If I knew that, I probably wouldn't have joined. But whatever. So it was interesting to me how they admitted that that's what it was. But that's fine. But okay then, I started communicating with some people. I introduced myself in a long-winded way, because that's how they ask for you to introduce yourself. Loads of people, you know, welcomed me in. Tate welcomed me in personally too. I noticed straight away, okay then, everyone gets the benefit of the doubt because you're a War Room member. You're going to get a reply. People will meet up with you. There is, you know, there's opportunities here just because you're a War Room member. That's what the network's for. So in that aspect, it's beneficial. Now, but who are you networking with? And this is a big issue that I ran into. Every single guy seemed the same. Every single guy was trying to be like Tate. Not financially, we all want Tate's money, but down to his hobbies, what he'd eat, what he'd drink. Everyone drank sparkling water, everyone smoked a cigar, everyone's picture was the same. So I get it, when they're promoting War Rooms to get members in, they're using Tate, Tristan, Jay Waller and all them guys. They're in their suit, they're walking around, they're looking important. These members, they've got a suit and cigar too, but you know, look, some of them look like Mr. Bean. Now again, one of the reasons why I left, there was a lot of Tate worship, even to the point where they'd refer to him as Chief Commander. So grown men by the way. Oh, thanks Chief Commander, what do you think of this? Blah, blah. And Tate wouldn't correct them. So if in my Telegram group, guys were calling me like Chief Commander or something like that, I'd be like, bro, you don't need to call me that. You know, we're all, I know I created the group, but we're all equal. We're all, you know, we're all boys. We're all in this together. Just call me by my name, bro. There weren't none of that. It was almost encouraged. Again, down to the courses. The courses seemed like Tate's hobbies. What Tate believed every man should do. Every man should play chess. Every man should do this. Every man should do that. Again, that's beneficial for guys that are seeking that. I wasn't seeking that. I was in there to see how I can maximise, you know, my earnings type of thing. And I understand it. Guys will say, well, you can't just join and then expect to get all the spoils just because you joined. I get it. You got to work your way up these networks. But when you start and so many things are rubbing you the wrong way, it kind of zaps your energy and zaps your enthusiasm in kind of like, is this network for me? So even if I get to these other levels, what if it just gets worse and worse and worse, and it's like shit that doesn't sit right with me? And that's what I was thinking. So no, I didn't go to every single meeting and speak to every single person, which most people, which is what they'll advise if they ever heard anything negative being said. Well, you didn't do this, you didn't do that. Well, this is why I didn't do it, and because the guys I would have been meeting, I wouldn't even have known who they are really, because they're all pretending to be Tate. So I'm not going to a dinner when there's 15 people and all of them tell the waiter, sparkling water please, sparkling water please. And it's getting silly, do you know what I mean? Like, who are you? Do you know what I mean? Like, who are you? So that kind of halted me and stunted my growth as far as getting involved and being more vocal in there, because I was just kind of irritated a lot of the time. Again, could be a flaw with my character and nothing to do with that organisation. We're expected to work your way up But when you first join, you are amongst guys that, you know, other guys that are just paid to be there. A lot of the guys are just Tate fans hoping they can eventually meet Tate. And a lot of them are men that are not where they want to be, not just financially, in every other aspect. And in my opinion, because of some of the ages of the guys in there, if you're younger, it's 100% acceptable. But there were some guys that were like my age and even older that were at the ground level of like self-improvement. Ground level. So there'll be a room where there's a guy in there teaching you how to deal with women. And then you'd look and guys are sending in screenshots of conversations they've had. Oh, she said this, what shall I say back? And then other guys are replying, oh, say this back to her, say this back to her. No, don't say that, say this. Like, probably could have utilised something like that when I was like 13, but that's not what I'm here for. So it's kind of like, again, you don't have to get involved in any of these things that's not for you. But when you're seeing it every day, it's just kind of like ground level stuff. And you know, it's a lot of money. And I get it, if you're in that position and you can afford this, you can afford to splurge this money. And yes, there is millionaires in there, 100%. I know that for a fact. There's important people in there. There's big, you know, business guys in there. There's opportunities in there. But you got to comb through all this, you know, ground level nonsense. You got to comb through the fanboys. You got to comb through the worship and kind of be blind to it in order to focus on what you're in there for and maximize it. And I'll take accountability. I didn't. The stuff that I didn't like rubbed me the wrong way to the point where I'd lost interest. Now, when Tate got locked up, he was locked up for like 12 weeks and it got kind of quiet in there. But he come back and he was discussing, you know, his experience. We were all excited to find out what the fuck was going on. And he started communicating again. And then he said, he was talking about how bad his experience was in his cell or whatever. And he said, look, imagine you just locking yourself in your bathroom for 8 hours. How hard that would be. You know what I mean? Picture what it was like for me in the cell. Like, you know what I mean? Okay then. And then he replied to himself a few moments later saying, by the way, I recommend all you guys try this. Try what? Locking yourself in the bathroom for 8 hours. I feel like it would be good if guys tried this type of thing. And I'll never forget this. I seen that, and you got to remember, I've been seeing grown men worship Tate, calling him chief commander, dressing like him, drinking like him, doing all this type of stuff. And I'm amongst these guys, even though I'm not doing it myself. I'm here with them. I'm associated, and it's rubbing me the wrong way. And I was sitting there, and I was in Dubai, and I was sitting with a couple of guys who weren't War Room and a couple of guys who were. And I said, you see what Tate just said? I hope he's joking. That's got to be a joke, innit? And I said, like, if I see anyone who actually does that, if someone replies to that in 8 hours and says, I did it, I'm going to have to leave. And I know it's silly, and I know it's funny, and we all laughed about it, but enough's enough. And I was kind of like exhausted with the whole thing anyway. But by then I was kind of like, it's not for me. And, you know, lo and behold, I woke up the next day and a bunch of guys had already did it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think like 10 hours had passed. And guys had already done the 8-hour shift in the bathroom. Do you know what I mean? So they must have been like, oh shit, I'll go there right now. Chief Commander, I did it. I locked myself in the bathroom for 8 hours. Again, and, you know, Tate, nothing bad to say about Tate within that. But it's kind of like, all right, and but you're kind of assuming that the members haven't spent no time in a jail cell. You're kind of assuming that the members haven't done longer than 12 weeks in jail. You're assuming that, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like, he's automatically assumed that these guys have never been through anything like that before, which kind of made me think, okay, then, so even he knows the majority of the people he's dealing with. And I hoped that he was like doing that as a joke, you know, for a bit of fun, because then I'd relate to him a bit more, because I find that type of shit funny. But if he was serious about it, and he genuinely thought that that was beneficial for guys to do, then, you know, maybe it is, maybe I should try it, but that it's not for me, you know what I mean? But yeah, so that was the straw that broke the camel's back that made me decide, this ain't for me. So after that, I think like 9 months had passed. And obviously, after a year, you got to renew. You ain't got to pay the full price again, but it's like a small fee just to renew. And I kind of just let it expire. And, you know, that was like a year ago now. And that's why I left. So, yeah, nothing really negative to say about it, other than just wasn't for me. The guys I met in there, nothing really bad to say about the guys. Are they my type of people? Probably not. Am I their type of people? Probably not. Do you know what I mean? Again, this is not me saying I'm above anything in there. This is me saying it just wasn't for me. If I missed anything out, let me know in the comments. I might answer some questions that I, probably didn't address in this because I've just been winging this video. But yeah, that's why I left. Is it the worst place in the world? No. Let me touch on this quickly as well. There's nothing illegal going on in the war room, right? That I've seen. And I know these BBC and Channel 4 and everything do big hit pieces on the war room and the real world. And I always watch these hit pieces and thought, why don't you just join and find out for yourself instead of speculation? If you're going to spend all this money on getting this documentary or this series on TV, just spend the extra funds to actually get in there. Because I just told you how fucking easy it was to get in there. And they never seem to do it because there's nothing going on in there now. Is there businesses that are frowned upon? You know, OFM and webcams and stuff like that. Them businesses will always be frowned upon. But if they're done in a professional way, where you're offering a service to someone who's seeking the service and someone who's already in that field, I feel like, do what you're doing. Now, if you're offering your services to someone who's not in that field and don't want to do it and has told you they don't want to do it and you keep pushing to try and get them to do it, you're going to get yourself in trouble. So that's all I've got to say on that. But I didn't see nothing illegal going on. So that's all bullshit. I don't know why they keep pushing that narrative. Now, it's been around for a long time. I don't know what was going on before I joined. I can just speak on from 2022 to 2023. I didn't see nothing like that. But, whatever. We'll see what happens. But yeah, that's it. Peace.